What is up, guys? Zan from Playbook.gg here with AntCap, and in this video we're going to be breaking down our Friday film study. This one is a late barn burner between Serious Mo and GoldenGlover from our Friday Night Football $1,000 tournament last Friday night. Before we dive into this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the great tutorials that we've got headed your way here on the Playbook.gg YouTube channel. Okay, guys, so welcome back. AntCap, what's going on, man?
Doing great, Jan. Thanks for asking. Looking at this Golden Glover game, want to catch the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and kind of jump right into it.
Yeah, so we're tuning in a little bit late in this matchup. This is between Serious Mo wearing the Patriots uniforms and GoldenGlover wearing the Dolphins uniforms. This was in the middle rounds of our Friday Night Football tournament last Friday night. If you guys missed these events, these are on twitch.tv/MuttheadTV, and these are at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Friday night. That's 7 Central. We do a number of giveaways, whether it be Grubhub codes. As you can see, Grubhub's been an amazing sponsor. We do card giveaways, grants from EA, and Playbook GG giveaways. So if you guys have some free time on Friday, make sure you guys drop by the Mutthead TV channel. Now, GoldenGlover, he's a player that we haven't had a whole lot of here in Friday Night Football so far, AntCap.
This is true. He's had a couple of appearances. He's actually done, pretty decent. He's held his own in each one of his games. He definitely won his first game going into this match, and he's got himself in a spot where he's going against Serious Mo, down to the wire. I like what he's doing right now. He's in gun bunch tight end, something that we've had a game plan on our Playbook GG site. And something that I like, it's a little bit different than what people are running this year, kind of something that was a little bit more popular in the last 2 years coming into Madden 19.
So right here, you're seeing that this is, this bunch tight end offense. Actually, another competitor that's kind of grown through these tournaments, Skins. He runs this quite a bit, and it's a little bit different than the gun bunch week.
It definitely is. And I think, when it comes to running meta formations, sometimes just having a little bit of a different route combinations that are there does, kind of mix people up a little bit on their defensive way. It definitely has some uniqueness to it. It was something I absolutely loved out of Seattle's playbook last year, and spent a lot of time in it. I know Boogs is one that definitely has a lot of interest in this book as well, and it's nice to see that people are using it.
You see right here, this is one of the draws for this run heavy book is your ability to audible into the under center. Basically, it's a under center trips tight end look. And you see right here, Serious Mo gets caught on the run commit, and GoldenGlover finds the back of the end zone. Kenny Galladay, the extra point, will tie this ball game up with only 1:11 to go. And as we know, Serious Mo on the money drive, there's not very many players in the community that you trust more in a money drive situation than Serious Mo.
That's absolutely correct. Serious Mo has definitely earned that reputation through the last couple of cycles of Madden of making sure that he's one that comes up clutch. You never take him out of a game when it comes to this, and when it comes to a drive like this, it's almost like you just bank it and knowing that he's going to do what is necessary to get the job done.
You see right there, Rod Woodson breaks a tackle on that kick return. Just a quick second to talk about that. I mean, clutch trait, how important that can be. That right there, I would just kind of guess that, that is what that is. The clutch trait, kicking in, tie ball game, need a kick return. That's why the legends are so important in salary cap.
That's absolutely correct. You got Woodson back there returning kicks inside 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Just that one broken tackle could have made, a huge difference. He just was able to get back as far as getting that tackle in time. But it sets him up with a pretty decent opportunity here to, try to get the ball down the field. He's got no timeouts. So that is one thing that he's got to worry about a little bit, knowing that, you don't want to get to a point where GoldenGlover can go ahead and use his timeouts and force a punt. So you got to be kind of smart about moving the ball up the field without only throwing the ball and not getting any yards with it.
Now, Serious Mo this year, I feel like every single time I watch him, he's doing something different. This trips tight end in this game. We've seen him in the past running bunch. We've seen him mix in some big nickel over G, some 3-3-5. He just kind of freestyles all the time, and that makes him very tough in the late game, in my opinion. I think that Serious Mo is always one of those players that if you're going to beat him, you usually beat him in the first quarter while he's freestyling, because as the game goes on, he picks up strength.
Absolutely. I can't, I've watched Serious Mo all year long, go from playbook to playbook, different things. I remember watching him in the Madden Club Series. He was in the Patriots, and he was doing a lot of a bunch with some deep scissor concepts, and he kind of ran that a bunch and a bunch. And then I remember watching him at one of our Friday Night Footballs where he jumped playbooks altogether and had some good success. And now he's back into the Patriots playbook using trips tight end. So that is one thing that you definitely want to give him, that it's a tough scout knowing, what he's going to bring to the table each week.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 29 seconds here in regulation. Now, the thing right here is Serious Mo has no timeout, so it makes defending him that much easier when you know that he's looking for the sideline. You see right there, he just sends the hounds, and Mo has to throw that ball away.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the case right now. He's in a tough spot because one play can get him in field goal range, right? But at the same time, you know, anything inside the numbers pretty much gives him only a two-play possession, right? He's going to get there, get the ball, and get one more play off. So it's a tough situation to get the ball down the field in this area. But Golden Glove is just one mistake away from letting it happen. So he's playing it right now. Let's see if he continues to do so as he tries to hold Mo to get out of that field goal range.
See right there,
Love
sends
that.
pretty much everyone. That looked like a
Yep.
seven-man rush right there. He saw that he walked both the corners, the one on the tight end side and then the slot corner, down to the edge, gave a 6 across alignment, and then he actually blitzed a linebacker from the second level behind that. So that little delayed pressure got edge and basically B gap pressure right there. Now we got 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I liked what he did there. He was basically saying, you know what, if you're going to, you're gonna have to hit the check down. And doing the check down is definitely something that, in that situation is all he would ask for. He kind of covered the initial seam routes with his user, and knowing that, if I take that away and you're gonna hit a underneath drag, normally that's something that someone can take that away all game long, and you can just take that 5-6 yards down the field. In this situation, from a defending standpoint, that's what you want your opponent to take.
So you see right here, Serious Mo made a few changes to his special teams. A lot of players this year have complained about your ability to not sub on kickoff, but you see there on punt coverage, he subs in basically anybody with anything resembling speed to help get down the field. And that pretty good punt as well. Punts it out of bounds inside the 20 with 9 seconds to go in regulation.
Yeah, I mean, right now that's just you know it's what he needed to do here. I don't think that Glover wants to do anything, that could put himself in jeopardy. I'd run this ball, go into OT. There's no reason to force anything here. More bad can happen in this situation than good. So break a run and you've got it. I'd even consider putting it on conservative, because with 9 seconds you can fumble it and basically be in field goal range. If it's 2 seconds, I'm going for it. So just kind of see how he plays this, and see if it's something that he stays aggressive or kind of concedes that he wants to go into OT.
See right here, he comes out in the 3-3-5 this time after Gold Glover called the timeout. You see right there, risky read there by Gold Glover. I think in that spot, you just need to be willing to take take the sack, because the interception right there loses you the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was trying to, kind of allude to is, in that situation, he's going to do the same thing that you did to him. You're going to send heat, make sure that you have to make a quick read, be able to catch the ball. I mean, hike it, throw it, catch it, and get into field goal range within 9 seconds with that type of rush is very, very difficult. That's why I felt like in that situation, it was probably best just to, go into the OT period, knowing that, you didn't make any, mistakes that you could have prevented in that situation.
So we go to overtime, and like we said, the later the game goes, the more it benefits Serious Mo. I like to go back to Mutthead League Season 5, which was the start of the year, and Serious Mo in overtime had a 4th down and I believe inches from his own 20, and he went for it. Not only did he go for it, he chucked the bomb down the sideline to win that ball game and take home his $10,000 in that one. So we know that Serious Mo does not have any qualms about taking risks in overtime, and it's that whole adage, scared money don't make money.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've respected his game for a while because of the fact that I think he gets stronger as the game goes on. He gets stronger typically as tournaments or leagues get on, as he gets a beat on his players. So, obviously getting into an OT game, you got to feel that he's definitely going to make the adjustments that he needs to make in order to make this difficult on Golden Glover here.
Great read down the seam right there. You saw that he had leverage on the deep zone through the inside pass lead. Even got a little click on, which is kind of rare in this year's game.
Mhm.
Moves the ball out towards midfield right here. Now, if you're serious, Mo, what are you looking for?
Right now, I mean, you've got to be okay conceding the three, at this point, 46 seconds. Don't give up the touchdown. Obviously, you lose the game. So, you definitely want to make sure that you don't do anything, too overly aggressive to this point. You can see he's still sending heat. He still had, if you looked on the left side of that screen, he left some people open there, So, he's a little bit more aggressive than I would have expected him in this situation, knowing that, make him earn his seven here. But it's tough to kind of argue with his approach because he probably has a feel for what he's been struggling on all game.
You see right here, Gold Glover definitely missed a read right there. He had the flat directly to the running back on the swing route. That's the difference right there. A lot of players kind of play that whole max protect and ad lib and buy time game. Some
Hmm.
people like to run the five out against the heavy blitz, but if you're going to do that, you have to take number one in your progression if he's open.
Absolutely. You saw Mo sent some heat off the left side. He pretty much left the entire side for him to cover, and he did a good job of taking initial reads away. That's why the blitz got there. But if you would have taken the check down, it would have been an open field tackle that he had to make, and that could have been big yards that, if he was able to get sticky on that play.
See here on 3rd and 11, he checks it down to the drag. Might have had the first down had he stayed to the outside right there, but it's going to bring up 4th down and inches. And it just seems so apropos. We just talked about a big 4th down and inches play for Mo offensively to win him $10,000. Right here, a stop right here could give him an extra 1,000 as we're going through the Friday night football. Actually, this is earlier in the bracket, but just staying alive in this match would have given him an invitation into the next one because the top 8 always return.
Absolutely. And I think that, for Glover in that thing, he finally hit this check down and you see that he got those yards. I do believe you're right where he took the wrong angle to get there. So now he's got to, get here in goal line situation and try to get that spot. Goes to that fullback dive, gets that 1 yard to extend the drive here. Was, basically went with, Kittle, put his fastest tight end in that spot. And you can see that acceleration got him to where he needed to get.
So he'll use his first time out there, Serious Mo, that is, as the Patriots. You see the 818 there representing True Boy, his area code. A lot of the top Madden players in the world pay homage to him there. So Serious Mo wearing the Patriots uniforms, Gold Glover wearing those Dolphins uniforms here as we have 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in overtime. This was one of our better matchups from Friday Night Football. Gold Glover, he's been a player that's played a lot of money games, underground games. That just kind of talks to what Friday Night Football is, an opportunity to, let players have their opportunity to play. And here we go, an
Oh,
amazing user
wow.
lurk by Sean Taylor. And that is the serious mode that we all know.
Absolutely. I think Glover, if you would want to take that throw back, he had the underneath route, but sometimes you get locked on a player, and Mo did a good job of kind of lurking him to throw that ball, and he snagged it, and that puts him in the driver's seat here. He's got to just get himself into field goal range, and close this game out.
Some motion from Terrell Owens kind of creates a gun doubles look. And here we go, Serious Mo down the sideline. And he takes a risk and throws a pick.
Wow. We talked about him staying aggressive in situations, and that was one of those deals where what he wanted to end it right there to be able to give that spot on the field, can maybe take him off. He did that 50-50 ball. It was a nice click on by his by Glover to get in front of the position to get that ball. Most of the time, you don't see that happen in Madden 19, but when it does, that's gratifying for a defensive user.
So now Gold Glover back on offense, back to back picks here in overtime. And that's very rare. And he's going to go down the field. And I'll tell you what, rewind that. I think he had him.
He could have. I think he was going backwards as he was throwing that ball. It's kind of almost like I took a deep breath there as well. It's like, I can't believe he's actually going to throw that back to Serious Mo when it didn't get the arm strength on it. I don't think it was a bad read. I don't think he got his full arm strength behind it, and he could have passed that a little bit more to the outside. But unfortunately, actually, fortunately for him, that wasn't picked as well, because we could have gone back and forth with trying to give the other person the game.
I totally agree with you. And launch point in the pocket is something that we don't talk about enough here. Being in a certain spot in the pocket, climbing the pocket would possibly have allowed him to throw that ball and lead him in stride, splitting those players right there. But because he was so far back in the pocket, it makes the throw that much longer, and that's why Serious Mo could defend it.
Absolutely. I think if you saw, if you would have climbed that pocket on that and be able to throw that with a little bit of momentum towards the receiver, I think that the game's already over. But when you send heat, sometimes you get those jitters and you want to back up, and that's just natural. Sometimes, depending on where the heat's coming from, stepping up is definitely the best way to go. We've watched that with one of our first film studies with K-Mac and his spread offense that he's very good at. One of the best things that we saw in that one was when he stepped up the pocket, he had great success. And even though it's easy to say, it's not always easy to do as you see people in your face. And you can see Mo sent some more pressure there, and even a drag route that he tried to hit was not successful there.
So Serious Mo right there, 4th down and 1. I'll tell you why I like that blitz, because that could double as a run blitz. He blitzed the linebacker from the second level. He wants to be able to attack the inside zone if he runs it on 4th down. But he's also sending enough players that he's ensuring pressure that he's only going to have to cover for 1, maybe 2 seconds tops on that play. And that's why he has the ball off the turnover on downs.
Absolutely. And he just showed that he has got a great lurk in the middle of the field. So most likely you probably weren't going to see Golden go ahead and challenge him in the seam again. So by sending those linebackers up the seam, he knows that basically he can cover those guys. And, he left some underneath zones as well, which basically gave him that opportunity to get to that quarterback before he can make that decision. Just take away that first read and let the pressure get there from there.
And that inside zone there to Todd Gurley is going to set him up in field goal range, a 52-yard kick from here. But this is where the chess match starts. You see GoldenGlover go ahead and he wants to ice the kicker. And now Mo's going to go ahead and come back out and try to run the ball some more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in this situation, if you can avoid the ice to be able to get a easier kick, right? Get yourself set up in the middle of the field. Make sure that you don't have to hit full range. The easy way of setting yourself up is, put yourself on conservative, get your running back, run it towards the middle. That's kind of the way I would go ahead it. Obviously, he took the outside lane. Maybe he doesn't feel, any pressure with, having them move the meter. But anytime I know that I can keep myself in the middle, I'm going to make that kick a lot easier for myself, knowing that, it starts there.
So now he's coming out in these jumbo sets. You guys could check out playbook.gg. We've got the single back wing tight offense out of the Chargers book, but that formation itself is in many, many books in the game. And he does exactly what you talk about. Centers up a kick right here with that dive to Gurley. Now he's going to send the field goal unit out again. We're waiting on GoldenGlover to make his play call here as Serious Mo wants to line up. And he sees right here the kick is iced, and he doesn't want to kick that kick, so he's going to go ahead and use a timeout and just try to keep the offense on the field. How do you feel about that call?
I like it. I think you go out in 3rd down. You see if you get iced. If you get iced, then you go ahead and you go and run another play. I think it's something that, especially there's sometimes when you get iced, you either know that you've got your play lined up or you don't. And if you feel like if you felt good about where you had it lined up, go for it. If you felt like you didn't have it, then you kind of live another down because you did it on 3rd, right? So obviously it paid off for him because he was able to have a nice run after that. I think the last thing you should ever do is kick a field goal while you feel like you're rushed. And if you didn't feel like you had it there, go ahead and live another down and run the ball.
So you see right there, another give to Todd Gurley. Did not hold turbo on that. We talk about that all the time with the run game. Don't hold turbo. Your blocks will set up better. You're going to be able to maneuver between the tackles much better. And, those were pretty big holes to run through right there. But had he held turbo, maybe you get an instant block shed from a D tackle. And that's the difference between where he is right now, 5 yards away from the win, and maybe being tackled, instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now that we're entering the second period of OT, I'm not sure we've ever had a game go this long in Friday Night Football history. Maybe he just wanted to put himself on that record list of the longest games. But by doing that run and extending it, he was able to not only extend the game and win it, but also extend his life in this Friday Night Football tournament that we just hosted last week.
Yeah, so Serious Mo moves on with the victory over Gold Glover. Of course, Serious Mo, a name that we all know very well. He's taken quite a bit of money home from Mutthead League, still looking for that Friday Night Football championship. Right there, you see Nick Mazesco and Bugs commentating. I'll be in the office this week to commentate along with Mutt Guru, not only on tonight, if you guys are watching this, but you guys might want to go back and check the archive as we ran an event last night, Thursday, which was a Mutthead Forum Community Championship. So make sure you guys check that out as well. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for our Friday film study. Big overtime victory for Serious Mo in this one. Guys, make sure you guys are subbing to this channel. We're going to be doing film breakdowns every Friday. Make sure you guys are checking out twitch.tv/MuttheadTV. We run these $1,000 winner-take-all Friday Night Football events. We give away food. We give away Playbook GG codes. We give away grants from EA. Some of the Ultimate Legends get given away. Big Kahuna giveaways. This thing is only growing and getting bigger over time. This thing has exploded over the last couple months, and we're thrilled to have it. This week, if you guys are watching it, Friday I believe, what would it be, the 15th, the 16th? I'm trying to remember what date that would be. 17th.
17th.
17th. Just keep going. 18th. No. Yep. So Friday the 17th, we're going to be doing our KFC tailgate, which is going to be in the works with Grubhub. So our Friday Night Football this week is going to have a little bit of extra stuff for you guys. So we hope that you'll join us for the KFC tailgate right there at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I hope we'll see you guys there. I'll go ahead and sign this one off for AntCap. This is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck. If you like this video, check out one of the videos on your screen right now. And for more in-depth analysis, visit www.playbook.gg for detailed game plans written by pro Madden players. Master the game with playbook.gg.